to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Monday. It's Man Talk Monday.
Woo! Oh, Man Talk Monday.
Yeah.
What up, man? Another week is gone by and we back.
Put them in the books, man. Put them in the books.
Just liven them up, knocking them out.
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Hey, what's going on, good people? It's Man Talk Mondays. I am Derek, the thought engineer, with my man, comedian John Yogi. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I am ready. It's tooted up. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into this thing. I've been waiting all day. It's been a while. I'm ready to get in and let's do this. Let's do this.
So I just hope everybody else is ready because we're gonna get into it tonight. We're gonna discuss some things tonight. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Man Talk Monday. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships, but of course we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody listening, everybody participate, men, women, boys, and girls. We want to hear from you. Now you are part of our conversation. Now how you join the conversation, you simply go into the comments, drop your comment or your question, let us know what you're thinking and how you feel, and we can interact with you this way. But by all means, definitely participate in the conversation, right? So we won't hold up the time any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, Man Talk Monday News.
This is John D. Blackman with today's top story. Father's Day, act like you ain't know. Listen, Father's Day comes around, we don't get no respect. The church people they cancel service on that day. The restaurants are just talking about walk in. What happened? What happened that church on Mother's Day is standing room only? And on Father's Day, everybody at home. The restaurants, ain't no sales, ain't no nothing. What happened? Have you seen your pappy? Have you seen him? Because if you ain't seen your pappy, somebody has been pappy in your life, and they should be appreciated. So listen, this weekend, I want y'all to put a little thought into what you'll be giving them. Don't give them no lawn equipment. Don't give them no ties. Don't give them the tube socks with 6 in them and then you break them up and wrap each one as one. Don't do that. Let's put a little thought in and let them know how much you appreciate Slewfoot. Even if you ain't seen him, let him know that you appreciate him, because you wouldn't have been here without his backstroke. This has been John D. Blackman, and tonight's top story, do something for Slewfoot. Good evening and good night.
So you say you had a backstroke to hear that was it? Why you gotta be Slewfoot?
That's what they call him. They call him Slewfoot. I don't know what's wrong with his feet. Why his feet always got to be slew? I don't know what's going on with that. But that's
I thought it's because he's a devil. He's the devil. What they call Slewfoot in the country.
He called him Slewfoot.
I never got that. Never understood that ever.
I don't either.
Where did that even come from? Slewfoot. I don't get it. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to our page. You can click on the bell and you be alerted every time we come on. Also, we have a podcast. Don't want to miss the podcast. You can catch it. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, a lot of different other platforms. We load a new episode every week. Please go and check out the podcast. It's something you can do at your leisure while you at home cooking or you driving to work or something. You can just listen to the podcast, right?
Check out the podcast.
Check out the podcast. So we want to get into just a few topics. This is our segment we call Man Talk About It. Man Talk About It. So just a few things that we wanted to just kind of discuss real quick before we really get into the meat of this whole thing. So first things first. Everybody knows how Chik-fil-A be killing the game.
They killing it.
They killing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a young man in true social media fashion has decided to go on and tell everybody how Chick-fil-A can get your sandwiches and everything out so fast. He's spilling the beans.
Why? There always has to be at least one bean spiller. In every place, somebody want to spill the beans. Listen, we love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A says, God bless you, and will run a quarter mile in 3.3 seconds to catch you to tell you thank you. I don't want, it had 19 million views.
19
million views. People want to know some dirt on Chick-fil-A. What? Why? Leave them folks in their chicken sandwiches alone now.
I wonder how many of them viewers were Popeyes people. Because when that whole sandwich thing came out, that whole debate about the sandwiches, hands down, as far as taste goes, that Popeye sandwich was banging. It was killing the game. But it took you 30, 40 minutes to get a sandwich.
And it still do.
It's still Man, if they had a system where they can crank them boogers out faster, oh my goodness.
It's funny because they run it like it's a Pops, and it's not. They service is like Chick-fil-A, like Popeyes is a mom and pops, and it's not though. That's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah. Popeyes treat fast food like a sit-down restaurant. And that's the problem. Like you got time. It's your lunch break. You got 30 minutes. They're gonna spend 25 of them minutes trying to get you a sandwich.
Bro, I went to Popeyes. They had me in and out of there so fast. I thought they had cheated me. I kept looking at my bag.
You mean Chick-fil-A? You went to Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
Chick-fil-A had me in and out of there so fast. I thought they had cheated me.
Oh yeah, man.
In 15 minutes, she back outside.
Yeah. But that's a new trend, man. People spilling the beans on their former companies. That's a whole new thing that people are doing. But they trying to kill the business.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill the business.
That's what it is.
Speaking of killing the business, so turns out that this woman hires a hitman to kill her husband, but she does it on an installment plan.
Now you really want to kill somebody when you don't have all the money right now, and you say, you know what, I want him dead so bad, I'm gonna give you $100 a week if you kill him. Long after he dead, I'm gonna still bring you $100 because I'm so happy that you killed him.
What is this, a tote to note hitman or something?
I don't know.
$100 a week?
Hey, but now remember, that is crazy though. He has to be on some type of drugs to where he have to have the money coming every week. That's
man.
I wonder what his interest rate was on it, because I know he making a killing. He killing. She could be paying that off for 5 years.
Can you file it on the credit report? I just want to Hitman services.
Boy,
delinquents.
You know how desperate you are though to say, hey, I don't have the money right now, but if you just kill him for me, and I'll keep paying, I promise I'll keep paying you. And I'm sure after he got shot at, she didn't give him no more money.
Right. He said, Lord, I just want him gone. Just get rid of him. I'm tired of him. Maybe Mika said she put her husband's killing on layaway.
Hey, that's somebody that wants you bad. They want you dead, gone. They want you bad. They want you dead bad if you do it like that.
Bro, that's some hate for you. That is
that is
serious hate.
Hey, and I bet you this: after the dude had to kill him, he would never hear from that woman no more.
Oh no.
She'd have moved, and then and now he looking for you.
Hey, she better have a plot for both of them, because he gonna mess around and kill her too.
Well, she can't afford to kill too many people, D. She already on the installment plan.
Right. You might want to figure something else out.
Yeah. Yes, with your life.
Hey, they say it's cheaper to keep them. So obviously, when you can't afford to get rid of them, it's cheaper to keep them. When it comes to keeping people, these businesses are having a hard time, because it's time to go back to the office.
Yeah.
Right? They lifted the COVID restrictions, all this type of stuff, and people been working at home for a year, and now you want them to go back to the office.
They don't want to do it, D. They don't want to do it, D. They're making decent money in the cut at the house. They don't want to go back to work.
I heard something today. This woman was saying, she was like, businesses, y'all got an ego trip y'all on. Those are the people. Won't you just let them get the work done at home? Why do you have to try to bring them back? Because people don't trust nobody, man. They don't trust people to work at home. But they've been doing it for a whole year.
They ain't have a choice to trust them then. They got a choice now. That's what the difference is. But this the thing. People not going back. They quitting. My understanding, unemployment is nice. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Unemployment night, and they're having problems trying to get people to come to work, period.
Oh yeah, like the fast food jobs and all this type of stuff. Oh, they struggling right now.
Yeah. Well, they're just fast food people. The trucking industry is struggling because they were paying. I think my wife was trying to get me to drive trucks. I'm like, no, we good. I'm the truck driver. But they were paying some crazy money. I want to say something like $25,000 a week. It was some crazy. And I was like, nah, all money ain't good money. I'll be done ran down to everybody. When nobody get no food because I'll be sleeping. No, I'm good on that. But they paying crazy money out here trying to get people in there though.
But what does that say about the American economy when a person lives better on unemployment than coming to work for somebody?
It ain't good. Whatever it's saying, it ain't good. It ain't. That's for certain. Because you shouldn't. If you making more money in unemployment, that means the people at the corporation need to step the game up, because that shouldn't be. That means it's a lot. You're gonna get me into that whole unemployment thing. And a lot of people didn't have a choice in it. A lot of people didn't have a choice, and I get that. But now until they say something about people, until they almost got to make people go back, man, they're gonna be hurt. They'll be hurt. They'll be hurt.
It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. But I've been working at home over a year, and I am in no rush to get back to the office.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people feel that way. When it comes to staying at home, though, you you got two people in a relationship. You know, how many people feel like I should be the one stay at home and you go to work?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a matter of people feeling like who should stay at home or not. I think it's a matter of what are you most comfortable doing? You know, who is one? Because right now, listen, from what y'all telling me, we can stay at home just like y'all can stay at home from the way y'all talking. From the way y'all talking on the internet and everything else people are listening to y'all on. So it should be no particular problem on who's staying at home. It should be what's best for the house. And what's best for the house may not be you being in it. I'm just saying.
Which kind of brings us to what we want to talk about tonight. Tonight we're talking about ladies. Assume the position.
Boy, you talking about tuning it up? Woo-hoo!
Not quite.
I'm just checking.
I know the fellas probably had yours, but yeah, no. So when we talk about ladies assume the position, we live in this modern society where women are bosses now. Women, you know, they IND, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna mess you up. How you feel? Yeah. I gotta ask Boosie how to spell independent. But it's a different time now. Traditionally, women, you know what I'm saying, they play more of a supportive role at the house. The man went out. But now, women are finding their place in the world. But which is better? What's better for the relationship? Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Paula.
Make me sick. She's so warm, I always gotta come. We know how to spell it. We don't need to know woman. Come. So we want to know, with this modern society, relationships is hard. People dealing with relationships in this modern society is hard. So we want to know what works better. Is the modern thing working for people? I think the modern thing is only going to work if the people go back to the modern ways. With this new foolishness y'all on nowadays, nah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's not, because they feel, you know, life was a lot more simple when women were staying at home and the guy was making the money. They had a nice little moderate house. They had a car. It wasn't a Mercedes. It wasn't a Maybach. It wasn't all the stuff that we trying to do now, because life was simple. Life was simple. We made a good living, not a great living. It was a good living, but we were happy. Or for at least that's the way it was portrayed, that everybody was happy. But I'm curious though, D, was the woman really happy, or was she just biding her time?
It would appear, just based on all of the hate for staying at home now, that I'm looking for an opportunity. Sarah says depends on the need of the house. All right. Depending on the need of the house. How many women, if your husband, boyfriend came to you and said, hey, I need you at home. I need you at the house. We got these kids, you know what I'm saying? I need you at the house. How many of y'all gonna be cool with that?
Well, I think we might be surprised how many women will be cool with it. I think what they wouldn't be cool with is what we would have to scale down as far as finances. Because most of the houses now thrive on a 2-house income. Even if the woman don't have to work, she still works so she can do her thing, her extra stuff, her shopping, her shoes, and all that. And you take that from her. Now the house, there has to be a scale back. And if there isn't a buy-in for the scale back, you can have a problem. It's going to be a problem.
So you mean a woman gonna have to scale back when she see her friend and her husband, they got the house. They got 2-3 cars, and
they ain't going for that. No, they're not going for that.
Okay, so Cheryl said, as long as the lifestyle doesn't have to change. Oh,
but it's going to change. But the lifestyle is going to change, though. That's exactly what I'm saying. But again, there has to be a buy-in. There has to be buy-in of what we're trying to do. Okay, are we trying to do this so you can come in and raise kids? First of all, how many kids you got? If you got 3, 4, 5 kids, then you go on in there and get the cream of wheat together and get the lunches and do all that, because you probably gonna make more money. Y'all for daycare like it ain't like it's crazy. But again, it just depends on for the house. And notice I said what's best for the house and not what's best for you.
All right. So Monique says, if my husband is providing in the appropriate way without lack, notice the qualifiers. If my husband is providing in the appropriate way without lack, I'm down for staying home. Okay. We heard the appropriate way without lack. Now, granted, your marriage vow said for richer and for poor. It didn't say for richer and for filthy rich. It said for richer and for poor. So if things, you know what I'm saying, the dynamic changes somewhere up in there, are you going to be cool? Or are he going to look at him differently as a man?
Well, she going to be complaining. She going to complain. As soon as she got to start cutting back on, she going to complain because the agreement, I'm curious about, and you know, listen, and one thing about, I thank Monique for her honesty, because she ain't lying. If the house ain't ran like she think it should be ran financially, with her being able to do whatever she thinks she need to do, and there's money there is going to be a problem. She ain't just saying that. I don't even know Monique, but I know Monique ain't playing, and I know women out there that just like Monique is like, hey, you can do this, but there has to be some stipulations. And my thing is, you don't need no stipulations. You house and you cook and you get them kids right, and we're gonna be good.
Selena says, it says for richer or poor, which means there's a choice. A choice? A choice? So you mean to tell me somebody gonna say, you know what? I think I'll choose poor for about 3 or 4 years. I think I'll choose poor.
But see, but the problem is that's how women think. They think they're the choice.
Okay, so Monique says, I wouldn't look at him differently. I would just need to work and help. Would you work and help without letting him know, hey, you ain't getting it done. I gotta get out here and get an extra job because you, or would it be, hey babe, I know things tight right now. I'm gonna go out. I got you back.
But what's wrong with things being a little tight? What's wrong with that? What's wrong? Listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. Look, struggle to build character.
Rissa says, and ain't none poor over here. Boy, I tell you. Cheryl says it's all about security. Women want to feel secure. I'll let you take this one.
Well, listen, you can feel secure if you work the plan that I have set out for you. If you work the plan, if you cook 3 times a day, if you make desserts and you cook on Sundays and take care of the kids, if you work the plan, there will be security. I don't need you talking back. I don't need you side-eyeing me. I don't need you mumbling on your phones to your friends. I need you to work the plan and believe in me like you said you would on my wedding day. That's what I need. Can I get that? Can I get that?
All right. So Rissa said, man, now. So I think we hitting on this. I'm sure I said child bye. So what is gonna hurt for us to hit a rough patch? Does everything have to fall apart because we hit a rough patch? All right. Monique said most women are already working and helping. Right. Most women are already working and helping. When it comes to the kids,
you know why women want to keep working, D?
why?
You know why? Because they feel like if I stay at home and let him do it, I'm not gonna have a voice. It's not really about money. It's about them working and being able to say, hey, I bring just as much to this house as you do. When it's never been about money. It's never been about money. It's about them having a voice. And the more money, the more they contribute to the house, the bigger their voice is gonna become.
Paula says only tight should be your clothes, not your money. Okay. Oh my goodness. Listen, even businesses lose money. Even businesses.
I can't, D. I can't.
Okay. So what's truly wrong with traditional roles? What's truly wrong with it?
The only thing wrong with it is the people. The people, that's what's wrong with traditional. People not traditional no more. Everybody want to be a boss. Everybody want to make their own money. Because again, it's about having a voice. I'm telling you, it's about a voice. Nobody's not going to tell me no different. People, listen, you know how much money that guy got to be making. And then when he make it, if you're not working, you got a grudge, you mad, you side eye, you talk, it's about having a voice. Everybody wants to be able to say, well, I bring just as much to the house as you do, because when it comes time to make a decision, he's going to say this, this, and this, and you're going to want to argue about it because y'all argue about everything because that's what y'all do.
Okay. All right. So Mia says, but most got a PPP loan. So and jail time coming with that. But that's a whole other thing right there.
Why does it matter about where we got the money from? It don't matter if I got 2 PPP loans. It don't matter.
Hey, because the warden gonna have the control. Ain't nobody gonna have the control. That's who gonna have the control here. It's gonna be the warden.
But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it's not about that thing. That's what it's about. And it's not about control. It's about you guys not wanting to really submit totally and follow him like you're supposed to. That's what it's all about. You want to be able to say what you think, and I'm fine with that. As long as when it comes time to make a decision, you line up like you're supposed to.
My only thing is, if you are ready to step up to make the decisions, that means you got to take all the blame when things fall apart.
Don't we? Listen, if we decide on something and it go wrong, and I'm going to take the blame anyway, right? We're going to take the blame regardless. That's what the head does, D.
But how many women are comfortable with taking the blame? Because if it falls apart, because you saying what I've seen in the comments is that a man, as long as he can maintain and we don't hit no rough patches.
There they go.
There's no poorer. As long as then I'm cool with staying at home. Then I'm cool with the traditional setup.
But the problem is, there are going to be rough patches. There are going to be issues. There are going to be problems. And we're going to have those whether we doing this thing or whether I'm doing it. It's going to be that way anyway.
All right, the Lord says times have changed and people are not putting up or staying around if things aren't going the way they want them to.
Lori, if you're going to testify, take your time because you're telling the truth. See again, the women, when you talk about money and them sitting down somewhere, they going to come with the fire because they coming with the fire because they know we right. They know we right about it. Oh, Lord.
He said, no, y'all don't. Adam didn't. I'm thinking she's talking about the whole taking the blame. But hold up. You talk about Adam, but God didn't ask Eve where she was. Didn't ask her.
And he should have been switching her legs. if we just want to keep it 100, he should have switched her legs. He said, you don't get back over here and get in that house and go to them other trees and do some. You over here do some foolishness. You need to be sitting down somewhere. See, again, everybody wants to have something to say, and I don't have no problem with that. People mistakenly say control. Let's not control. I'm not saying you don't deserve to have something to say, because you do. But when I have to make a decision, we are supposed to consider what you're saying, and I'm going to consider what I'm thinking, and I'm going to make the best choice for the house. That is not control. That is you not wanting to play your part, and that's submission to the man.
Monique says hard times will come. We understand that. The problem is the continual rough patch. We have to come together as one to fix the issues. No one wants to continue to struggle without a solution.
Monique is correct, but this is the thing, because and I can talk from this personally. You do have to come together to get some things in order. You do. But now, if I'm out and I'm working and you at home, you can help get the ship on the right thing, because most of the time it's because of bad decisions. It's because of bad decisions that we're making as a couple, because most of the time when we're young, we don't know. And so you don't have to be work. Now you're talking about continue rough patch. Well, do something about it. If you don't want to continue rough patches, help me get on the right thing or get us on the right path. We can do it. Help me. How you gonna talk about continue rough patches? What you doing? Are you shopping all the time? Are you spending money you don't need to be spending? What you doing for the rough patch to be continually? Because we're supposed to be learning something from it. What we learning from it, Monique? Monique, what we learning from it?
Paula said, John, tread lightly.
Oh,
okay. All right. Monique says, right. What if your partner will not listen? Listen, this is why you got to be very selective with your partners.
Yes.
And ladies, let me tell y'all something real quick before you jump in. I'm going to tell you something real quick. Security is not in the situation. Security is in the person's ability to get it right. That's where the security comes from. You want security. You trying to be secure in looking at a bank account and saying, I'm okay. That ain't what makes you okay. What makes you okay is knowing that you got somebody who gonna get out there and kill it. And you know that this is temporary. What we going through now is temporary because they gonna get out and they gonna get it done. That's a whole different thing than your bank, because your bank account gonna fluctuate.
Now put the Bible on that. Put the Bible on that right there, what he just said, because he said that. What?
Rissa says, this Kevin Samuels or John?
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, both of us speaking the truth. You just may not want to hear it, but both of us telling you the truth. Listen, great point. Great, because, and this is the thing. If you got a guy that's gonna move, that's willing to move heaven and earth for you, you got to know he's not gonna let you. We're not gonna stay in this spot for long. You gotta know he's gonna do everything he can to make sure you have everything you want and need. You got to know that.
It is delusional to think you're gonna be riding high all the time. You are going to hit some spots, which is why you have the vows that say for rich or for poor. When we're poor, is it going to fall apart? Because that's when the finger pointing starts. That's when the blame starts. Well, we're going to be able to pick it up and say, hey, blaming and getting us nowhere. What can we do to get this right?
So is it better for a father or mother to stay at home? Y'all tell me, is it better because y'all boss women, y'all make y'all own money. Y'all don't need no man to do nothing for you. So tell me, is it better for a father or a mother to stay at home? Tell y'all what y'all think, because y'all know what I think.
So I was listening. I was on Clubhouse. I was listening to this conversation, and they were talking about, it was some women on there, I make this much money, I'm a boss, yada, yada, yada. So a guy gets on, he talks about how, so that's cool, but are you fine with him staying at home? And then one woman goes, I ain't got time to be carrying no man. I ain't got time for no weak man and all this type of stuff. But he was like, hold up. He was like, but you want both of y'all to both have this masculine energy. At some point, you gonna make him feel bad about, you know what I'm saying? If he knows how to take care of the house, you gonna feel bad about him staying at home.
So ladies, we kind of confused because y'all, we're in a place where we're trying to figure out what do y'all want, because y'all want to be bosses and go out, and y'all want to be in relationships, y'all want to be bosses, and y'all want both of us to be working and make $1 million. I'm confused. I'm confused. Help me out, ladies. Let me know what y'all want, because I don't have no idea. Because if you can make the money and y'all say y'all as good as we are, why at home and take care of the kids if we better at it than y'all are? Now, if we can do it, not better than y'all are, if we can do it.
Okay, Monique says, I believe that depends on the family and what they decided. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, bro. You think men can take being at home more than women can?
Yes, I think so. The reason why, because I've been at home before. I was at home for a period of 6 months, and I cleaned, I cooked I didn't cook, but I cleaned up the kitchen, trying to make sure. I am so serious, because I felt bad that I just had my little unemployment money and wasn't bringing anything to the house. So I was trying to overcompensate by making sure she didn't have to worry about a lot of the things that I was doing. I felt bad about it, but now if she had been balling and she was good with me being at home, taking the kids up, I would have did. I would have been fine with it. I would have been 900 pounds, but I would have been fine with it.
Selena says, ain't no way your at home is better than Cheryl's. Talking about your wife.
Hey, look, this thing.
Said, nope.
I don't understand it, dude. But they want to be bosses. If y'all go ahead.
Some people have been up their whole lives. They don't know what it's like to be down, so they run. Most likely to someone who gonna maintain the lifestyle they want. All right. So here's the thing, and here's where everybody gets so upset with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels basically says, if you looking for a man to take care of your life, understand there's some things that come along with it. He got some expectations for you. So are you going to be willing to meet his expectations? Because he holding it down. He got everything, and right? So are you going to be willing to accept his expectations, which typically is a more submissive, more you flow with him rather him flow with you type of role? Are you good with it?
Because if that man is making money like that, the only way he picking you is you got to be submissive. That's the only way he coming to you like that. He ain't coming if y'all doing this the whole time. He ain't coming. So doing that, we're talking about matching masculine energy. Does masculine energy match with masculine energy? Because that's what when we say energy, everybody, if you're in the church, they call them spirits. But you got a masculine spirit, your man got a masculine spirit. They gonna work.
So somebody has to kind of take a more feminine role. Somebody has to submit. Somebody has to submit to the other one. So okay, you go ahead. Now, and to Paula's point, we're not saying both of us can't be bosses. We're not saying it, but most of the time you don't encounter two people that's bosses. Most of the time you don't do that. Go ahead, D. Okay. So Paula says, why can't we both be bosses and grow together financially and spiritually? Because when it comes to bosses, you are running things, and people call that more of a masculine type of thing. Masculine and masculine don't match, not even in the natural world. In science, it doesn't even match. It does not match. It does not go together. Two positives repel each other. You need a positive and a negative. So there has to be some opposites that go opposites attract. There's nothing wrong with you killing it on your job. But when y'all come together in the house, how is it going to flow?
Oh, can I tell you? You know how it's gonna flow. You're gonna turn off that boss. That woman gonna turn off that boss energy once she get to the house, and she gonna become more submissive. And when she get to the house, that's what's gonna happen. That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen. If he a boss at home, if he a boss at work, he don't come home and and wear the skirt.
Okay. Selena has a very good question. She says, so are you saying femininity is synonymous with submission? Rissa says, yes, it is. It is. It is. It's synonymous with submission. Now, here's the problem. What we call masculine and feminine, we think it's situational. It's situational. Submission is situational. Now, when it comes to accountability to God, God says, I put you here. That's who I'm coming to. That's a whole nother thing. But when we working together, if my wife understands finances better than me, I submit to her understanding. We think we're submitting to a person. We're not submitting to a person. We're submitting to an authority. And we made authority a person. Authority is knowledge and understanding and wisdom. That's what authority is. So if she has more authority when it comes to finances, if all I got to do is go make the money, but she say, this is how we're going to put it together and make it flow, and she knows it better than I do, more power to you. Handle your business. But if I'm the one, like in the kitchen, I throws down. My wife, she submits to me in the kitchen sometimes because she don't want me in there when she cooks. But that's a whole other thing. But it's about understanding. It's about knowledge. It's about who has more knowledge on a particular thing. So it's situational. Selena says, but the husband is supposed to submit to God. Does that make him feminine? Yes. To God.
Yes. Okay. So with that, so ladies, would y'all lose respect for a man if he stayed at home? If he was a stay-at-home dude, that wouldn't be frowned upon in your house. Y'all wouldn't be good with that. If you was making the moves, if you was killing the game, and he was staying at home being Mr. Mom type, would you be cool with that? How would you disrespect? Would you still respect him?
I want to know. Y'all jump in the chat and let us know. Would you still respect this man? How much respect would you have for a stay-at-home dad?
They ain't gotta let us know. We know. We already know they won't. We barely get the respect now. We work 90 hours a week. We barely get it now. So I know if we stopped and put our aprons up, we ain't gonna get it. But that's just me, though. That may not be them. That's just what I'm saying about them.
Because it's a new trend now. Because you got women who can go out here and make real good money, whereas that man might not make that much money. But y'all got these kids and y'all married. All right. Monique said, yes, we would.
Hey, Monique, stop it. Don't you get on here lying. I'm tired. Don't you get on here lying because you wouldn't. Monique, you're lying. You're lying now. Don't you do it. You're lying.
Although Shayla said, Okay, so we got somebody honest. Samantha said it probably would be hard.
Yes, it's gonna be really hard. Because you're gonna hear it from people around you. You're gonna hear it from your girlfriends. You're gonna hear it from the status quo that says, "Girl, your man at home. Why you go? Yeah, girl. Yeah, that's I think we making it work. But you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna say that. You ain't gonna say that. Well, you know what? We gonna talk. You ain't gonna be satisfied with that.
Monique says, if that is what we agreed on together as our family unit. Okay. So, because one thing, we can agree on things, But when life starts happening, this is where the agreement gets tested.
Yes.
The agreement will be tested.
Yes.
And when it's tested, because it's easy to agree when things are good, when the bank account is healthy, and you know what I'm saying, y'all just fresh off the honeymoon and y'all gazing each other's eyes and y'all walk and everything. But soon as a big, huge bill come hit and wipe out the finances and all this type of stuff, now we see where we really are. Are we going to still hold to the agreement then? Every agreement you make is going to be challenged. I'll just put it that way. Every agreement is going to be challenged. Mika says, I would absolutely respect him because I would want him to respect me if I stayed home.
Let me tell you something. Please let me.
Go ahead.
Listen, Mika, it's some both of y'all names start with M. It should start with L's because you're lying. Okay. Because women get with men to brag to their friends about how good we are or what we do. Don't get on her and tell me that that's not true. Don't get on her and tell me you will be good with your man being at home, because you won't. You're going to demand respect if you're at home because, again, you want to have a voice. I don't have no voice if I'm at home, if you at work every day. You're going to come home and tell me what it is, what it was, and what it needs to be. I am telling it like it is, Mika and Monique. So y'all get together and do what you need to do, but get off here with these lies.
Monique said, I'm going to call in on you, John. Rissa says, y'all been saying tradition for so long. Stay at home dad ain't traditionally LOL. All right. So we talk traditional versus modern. Now this is more modern, right? Traditionally, the man goes out, he makes the money, and the woman stays at home. Now there's a whole nother thing in between where both people work. But here's the thing: if both people are working, who's raising the kids?
The daycare.
Kids?
The daycare.
Right. Because we know that strategically they pulled the man and the woman out the house because they raised the standard of living as to what the Joneses call making it, to pull both parents out so they have access to the kids. That's why our kids messed up. All right. Laura says, not sure. Don't know if I can respect a man at home and I'm working, but maybe due to the finances, it might happen.
Laura, don't put no caveat in there. You know you wouldn't. You know you would. Don't try to fix it up. Don't try to put makeup on that pig. That pig's still ugly and it's still a pig because you know you wouldn't. I don't know. Listen, we already know what y'all gonna do and say. We just giving y'all opportunity to say it. You would not respect a man if you was going out to work every day. You wouldn't, because we hadn't been conditioned to. She's talking about I might. I don't know. It don't depend on no money. You could make it $1 trillion. You better have a paper route or something.
He said a paper route.
You better have something.
Okay, so Yolanda says, if we have a goal and that's our dynamic.
You ain't gonna get no respect. You not getting no respect. You not getting no respect. You can't get no respect now, and we working.
If men are only seen as protectors and providers, how much respect are they going to get if you take the provider away?
Oh, wait.
So we talking about modern. We talk about modern versus traditional. And I think a lot of people will say we modern, but I think they really got traditional values, but they just don't want to be vulnerable to the situation. Okay, Rissa says, I think they will feel some type of way about the woman bringing in the income. Got a point.
When I was at home, I felt the way about it. I felt the way, yes, because again, I have been conditioned to believe. Now, me and Cheryl got married moons ago, and it was different than compared to what it is today. This generation is completely different. Now, if we were married today, it wouldn't be as difficult for me to fathom with Cheryl going out, being a boss, making all this money, and it wouldn't be no pressure on me to work. It would be different because I'm conditioned a certain way, like most of y'all are.
Rissa says he got a big ego. Talking about Beyonce. Monique says, "What? Who conditioned us to think in this antiquated way? God, Jesus." Hey, listen, I've heard preachers in church when they try to talk about, you remember the whole verse about let your women keep silent in church. I've heard preachers tread so lightly. And I'm like, you didn't say it. It's in the Bible. But they listen. So if God was to speak to you right now and says, women, I meant what I said. Be submissive to your husband. How many of you would say, I ain't listening to you no more?
Well, they may not say it, but they're gonna be thinking, I'm gonna do it until he does something to make me. Well, God, did you deal with him? Because I know what you had said, but I can't do what I said until he doing what he's supposed to be doing. Because that's normally the caveat for most of the time. As long as he doing like he's supposed to do, I'll do it. But the minute he give me a reason not to, I'm gonna stop.
Rissa says men won't get any respect. LOL, who said that?
We won't get. Listen, we barely. How much respect do we get now? So if we working with y'all, how much we get if we stop working? You get none, son. You get none. Right.
So Yolanda says we've gone through a pandemic. So many people lost jobs. Respect has to be more than earning potential. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But when it comes to value, what is the first thing people talk about? They talk about how much money you make. They don't talk about how supportive you are. They don't talk about how you have the other person's back, regardless of what they're going through. That isn't what they talk about. They talk about what you make, what you earn. And so we made that about that whole deal. Society has made it about that. Rissa says, I'm going to say, Lord, does he know what submissive is versus controlling?
And the reason why you ask is because you don't know the difference. Because y'all so much with this, I don't want to control me, that you don't know the difference between submitting and submission. And control. That's the problem, because y'all don't understand it. Don't nobody want to be told what to do. Well, we all got to be told what to do by somebody. We all have to submit to somebody. Why is it so difficult for you guys to submit to us without scared? Do you think y'all say, well, the difference between submission and controlling? God got it all anyway. Does it matter whether we submit to him or he controlling? We can't argue that with him. Why you want to argue with us? We're just going by what he said.
I'll do you one better. Ladies, I'll do you one better. You're absolutely right. Man is supposed to be submissive to God the same way that women should be submissive to their husbands. Their husbands. I say it again. Submissive to their husbands, not your boyfriend, not somebody that you can hooked up with. Submissive to your husband. That's a whole other thing. But here's the thing about that. People are so down on submission because those who had the power have abused it.
Yes.
They have abused the power. They have abused the position. And that happens. And here's the thing. Women are the same way. You're human. It is a human condition to abuse power. Don't think because if you get in there, you're going to handle it any better. You're going to fall for the same trap the men fell for if you're not listening to God. Paula says men have too many definitions for submission. No, we have too many definitions for men. That's the problem. We calling anything with a Johnson a man, and that's not what a man is. Listen, just because he can come up, in the words of my brother Yogi, just because he can come up and beat you up in them sheets, don't mean he's a man. He's a male. Yes. And we need to stop calling males men. A man is not abusive. A man is not going to do you any kind of way, because a man, number one, is submissive to God. That's the first qualification of a man. He has to be submissive to God.
So if I stop working, are you still gonna call me daddy? Because that's what I want to know. I want to know that. I want to be called daddy. What daddy cooked today? What daddy do for me today? Because you know daddy done did something.
Monique says, okay, if that is so, we need to change the dialogue. Let's not with how much money he makes. Right. The question is everything taken care of?
Yes.
Regardless of who making the money, is everything taken care of? Because still, with everything flowing in, it's got to be managed. And that's where the problem comes in. Yolanda says, but I've heard so much about men not caring about what a woman earns. Does a woman's earning intimidate a man's masculinity? Couldn't they be with a woman that earns more than them if she doesn't remind him on every hand that she's making more money?
There you go. And the reason why we are intimidated by it is because the way you are about it. It won't be, listen, it does not intimidate men for the most part, but the way women react to money. That's all we hear about. That's all. Well, if he ain't got this, if he ain't doing that, well, that's all we hear about. So automatically when we meet you, if you throw out, well, I make 250,000 euros, they're gonna be like this. You know what? It's a tall, slim cat over there. Won't you go holler at him? Because I'm looking for these cat that's under 6. I'm just saying. Am I lying, D?
No, you're right. Johnson says, if we be honest, some women hear submission and hear control. Some men hear submission means control. Until the definition is made clear to us and accepted, the record will keep spinning, scratches and all. Chauncey is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Submission was not supposed to be a thing of controlling somebody.
Yeah.
And being in a position where other person submitting to you is not for you to abuse them. It's not what it's about. And this is the whole reason why the head of every man is God. If I got somebody I'm answering to, that means somebody's checking me.
Yeah.
Somebody's checking me. And if somebody's checking me, you can trust how I'm going to treat you a little bit more.
Women, if you're a boss in the streets, how easy is it for you to turn it off when you get home? Is that an easy thing? If you used to being boss lady all day, when you come home, is it easy to be boo boo or boo? Is that easy? Is that easy? Boy, I tell you. Is that easy? Because I don't think it is.
And you know what? There's this theory with people that have a lot of power, they don't like it to a certain degree. Like you have CEOs. I don't know if anybody ever seen Billions. There was this guy. He was like this top attorney. He was a U.S. attorney or something like that. But he would go to a dominatrix. And he went to a dominatrix, and you have high professional men that will go to these because they're always telling other people what to do. They want somebody to tell them what to do for a period of time. Now, granted, this is some sick twist thing, but you know. Yolanda says, Yogi, you're saying your confidence and masculinity is tied to a dollar sign?
I'm not saying ours is. I'm saying yours is. I'm saying that's how you make us feel. Because that's all women talk about is money. How much money? How much money? Secure. I got to be secured. I got this. If you ain't that, if you ain't this, that's all y'all talk about. In which now I'm gonna say this, and that may make us feel aware about it. To be honest, so maybe we are kind of insecure about what we make. But if we are, it's because you guys have made us that way. And that's the truth though. That's it right there.
And let me say something. It's not gonna be popular. Not gonna be popular. If you want that man to make sure everything is always good, that y'all always riding high, y'all ain't hitting no rough spots, then when you riding high and he's saying we need to save, we need to stop spending, you need to listen to him. Because he's seeing something coming up the road. He's trying to prepare for something coming up the road. But if you ain't listening to him, you inviting the rough patches. All right.
All right, final thought. Okay, my final thought for tonight is, and you may not be surprised, but women, y'all don't always have to say nothing. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay not all over him. It's okay to give a little support in silence. Hush up. You ain't always got to say nothing. Hush up. You ain't always got to say nothing. We got you. Trust that we got you. And that's my final thought. Hush up.
When it comes to this whole debate about traditional versus modern, just the whole nine, what's really at the base of it is nobody wants to be vulnerable, because being vulnerable means I'm setting myself up to be taken advantage of. Whether you're male, whether you're female, nobody wants to be taken advantage of. Nobody wants to put themselves in a position to be hurt or abused by anybody. The only problem is love has a very strong vulnerability component to it. And so when you say you love somebody, you open yourself up to whoever that person is. This is why you should choose wisely the person you love or you choose to love. But there's a quote by old Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. He says, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. There is a give and take here. You give that person what they need, they give you what you need. And this is where everything flows right and flows together. And everything turns out the way it should. But it's not based on everything always being good. If that's your basis for a relationship, you're setting yourself up for failure anyway. True relationships are seeing how we deal with the rough patches. And that's what you want. Who's going to love me through the rough spots? That's what you should be looking for. So seek out that. And now you have something that other people will admire. And that's our King Speak for this week.
Oh boy, another one.
That burner right there, boy. Mika talking about sick of Johnny, his final thought. Skip him next time. Taylor said, nope, I'm a talk. They coming for you, man. Rissa say, secure the bag and secure me too. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, wait, man. Hey, at least know how y'all feel, right?
All right, Monique said, most women are not always talking about money. Security is so much more than income. Well, Monique, talk to your women friends. Because
that's all we hear. Dude, that is all we hear.
That is not the consensus. That's not what we're hearing. It's me, and it's not what we're hearing. I'll say it that way. So communication is off. Listen, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Go listen to our podcast. We're going to put this one up. Absolutely. So you can go back and listen to it. If you got something to say, let us know. You can email us. mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. You got something, you want to get something off your chest and let us know how you feel, or you got something you want us to talk about,
let us know. But don't catch us in the streets. Don't be trying to talk no Man Talk Monday show when we see you in the streets. Don't do it, because I'm going to tell you the same thing. Hush now. Hush now. Don't do it when we're in the streets.
All right. We appreciate everybody that stopped by to listen tonight. We're going to catch y'all next Monday. We'll see y'all. Peace out.
Y'all be blessed.